Hi everyone, welcome back for another episode of Atoms for the Love of Movie Picks. This time around we're going to be talking about the 2007 film, The Game Plan, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. This movie also stars... I'm trying to think what her name is. The character, the actor that plays the little girl, his daughter in this movie, Peyton. Forget what her actual name is. Morris Chestnut's in this, as well as Keira Sedgwick. So basically, it's a Disney film. The basis of this film is a simple but effective storyline. Basically, a famous athlete, in this case a football player, played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, his character's name is Joe Kingman, finds out he has an 8-year-old daughter that he never knew about from a previous relationship. And it's he's basically like living the typical pro athlete via bachelor life. Like, he's all about himself. He's very self-centered. His life is all about him, and he has no clue. And the daughter comes along and basically changes his life because he has no clue how to be a family man or think of others or raise a kid. And quickly finds out all the challenges that come along with that. It's a simple but very effective storyline. It's very well put together and kind of an original thought for a movie, in my opinion. I really like it. I just watched it tonight, honestly, for the first time in quite a few years. I hadn't seen it in a while, and I forgot how good of a movie it was. Like I said, simple storyline, great acting. I mean, even though this is early in Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's career, because I think the very first film that he was in, I'm trying to think of the year. I think it was 2000 or 2001. The Mummy Returns. He did a cameo part as the Scorpion King, and later on he did that as an actual standalone film. This is still very early in his career, and it's crazy to think this was 2007. That would have been 15 years ago. How young he looked back then in comparison to now. And Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was always a freakishly large man, but apparently, from what I could tell, he was, somehow he's gotten bigger as he's gotten older, because he actually looks, compared to how he looks now, he looks small in this movie, which is hard to do considering how big of a guy he is. Back to the movie. It's got lots of, humor. It's actually surprisingly funny considering the storyline. It's humor for all ages. Like I said, very charming storyline. And there's some funny moments with his football teammates too. Some good acting and character selection on their part for the guys playing his teammates. And surprisingly, this girl, as far as I know, I'm pretty sure this is her first role. I don't know how old she actually was in the movie, if she was 8 or what it was. But yeah, she does a very good job considering this is probably her first acting role. Portraying this daughter, like, She's very smart for her age. Like I said, I don't know how old she is in real life, the actor, but the kid is supposed to be 8 years old in the movie. She's very smart for her age. She's basically come up with this whole plan to sneak off and see her father on her own. Because basically what happened is 6 months prior to her meeting her father, her mother, who Joe Kingman had the relationship with, died in a car accident. You find that out later in the film. And basically... she has been, her mom's sister, her Aunt Karen, has taken guardianship of her. And, her aunt is basically going off to help in Africa. But she's supposed to be going to some kind of ballet school, a different ballet school in Boston. And she changes the delivery, like the driver, changes the drop point. Somehow hacks the email with the company, changes the drop point, or sends a different email, somehow changes the draw point, so she ends up at Joe Kingman, her dad's building, condo building. So a very smart kid, and basically she's there to learn everything she can about her dad, and of course he has no knowledge that she exists, and has no knowledge of what happened to her mother until later on in the film. So it's some very emotional moments in the movie, as well as the good humor and the great storyline. It really come across as very genuine and heartfelt. So, yeah, if you've never seen The Game Plan, I highly recommend it. It's a great film for all ages. Like I said, there's humor in it for all ages, and I feel like anybody could watch this movie. I just feel as far as a Disney movie, it's very underrated. It's hard to remember way back to 2007 how big this movie was when it came out. In comparison to I'll use this as a comparison in and around the same time frame. Like when I say similar movie, like instead of like an animated movie like The Lion King or Frozen or something like that. Like this is one of Disney's live action films, or by live action I mean like people moving around in the film that are real as opposed to animated characters. Around the same time frame, like Pirates of the Caribbean, huge Disney movie, one of the biggest ones of all time. And I just feel like this one didn't have quite as much notoriety as let's say that film. I just, like I said, I think it's highly underrated. So if you've never seen the game plan, check it out. You will not be disappointed. That's all for this one, folks. But I do have a big announcement. So this is actually this one here, the game plan, is my 99th video that I've done. Now you'll see on my YouTube page it'll say that I have more than that completed. But the thing is, about 4 of those videos that I've done are short films, whether they be announcements or tag-along videos to previous videos, things of that nature, so they don't really count. So in actual videos about videos, this is number 99. So the next video I do next week will be number 100. So I'm planning on doing something special for that one, folks. I'm going to talk about, just because it's such a long series, there's at least 3 movies that I know of. If you don't count the original Japanese one, which is kind of a standalone thing, and I just feel it's one of my favorite series of all time, as well as some of the great movies. And also, it has its own trading card game, which is blown up, which I am actually a collector of. I'm going to be talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! So stay tuned for that one, folks. It's going to be good. It's going to be a long one, but I think you're going to enjoy it. All right, folks. Thank you for supporting me. It's like I said, I've already passed the year mark that I've been making these videos, and now to get to video 100, in my opinion, is a great achievement. I know I'm not a huge YouTube channel like some channels that I know of, but like the fact that I'm still around over a year later making videos, then I've gotten to number 100, at least personally for me, is a great accomplishment. I don't know how many channels last as long as mine do, or make as many videos as I do. From an amateur standpoint, like I said, when I say amateur, I don't have like 100,000 subscribers, and I'm not well recognized across the YouTube scene. So like I said, for me personally, great accomplishment. So I hope you've enjoyed my videos up until this point, and I hope you join me next week for video number 100. Alright, thanks folks. You take care. We'll see you next week.